Hi, I'm Rob from By the Yard, and we're here today to assemble the oval pedestal table in weathered wood. Let's look at the cast of characters so we can get everything assembled. We have our number 2 Phillips screwdriver. We have our large bolts, small screws, and large screws. Of course, we have our 2 pedestals. We have our 6 short braces, 8 long braces, 2 cross feet, and 1 extra large brace. And of course, we have our tabletop. All right, we are ready for step 1. You can see we have all the pieces we need for this step all laid out for us. And of course, always important to remember a nice soft surface to assemble everything on, because we don't want any micro scratches on our table surface once we flip it over. Other thing to remember, make sure you have your bolts you have, your power drill with the number 2 Phillips screwdriver, and then also a number 2 Phillips hand screw. You could use that as well. So our beautiful production team has already assembled one of our pedestals right here. You can see they attach all 4 of the long braces that have the notches on them with the bolts, as well as the long bolts down here. So let's show you how to do that. So the first thing you want to do is when you line this up, line up these 2 holes with this one on the outside, and there are 2 on the back side as well. Make sure you do the threaded insert facing the inside, right? Because we only want the 2, 2, and 2 on the outsides and the single one on the inside. And then you take the short cross brace and you take the notched end and line it up on the base on this side, and this bolt hole is going to line up with your threaded insert right here. The other thing you want to do before you attach these braces, of course, is actually attach your long bolts, which have the color matched heads on them. If we can find the hole right there. And a little trick, you can kind of lean this back a little bit and see the hole. And you kind of hear it click, and you want to give it 3 full revolutions by hand before you actually tighten it, either with the power drill or the hand Phillips screwdriver. Once you have all 4 of those bolts in, then you're going to take this piece and you're going to attach it into the pedestal and the table base. Make sure you note we're not going to actually put in the screws in the tabletop right now. We're going to wait to do that until the final step. So right now we're going to take our medium-sized bolts, again color matching, and we're going to line it up with the threaded insert. Again, give it 3 full revolutions before using either the hand Phillips screwdriver or the power drill. And now we get to move forward. All right, we are on to step 2, and we are attaching our short braces to our pedestals. As you can see, we already have 5 attached through the magic of our production team. Thank you so much for your help. All you simply do, there's 2 angles, and we take one of our 2-inch bolts, again, color matching. So if yours is a different color, make sure you use the right ones. And you simply give it another 3 hand revolutions all the way around. Make sure you got it nice and lined up. And then take your Phillips screwdriver or your power drill, and then you can screw that in. Now it's just fine for these to lay down like this until you get the next piece on in step 3. Let's move on. You guys are doing great. Just a few more steps, and then you get to enjoy your beautiful table from By the Yard. First thing we did is install our extra long cross brace, and then of course also our cross feet. It lays on top of those. You will notice that as you attach these, this does have a little arc to it. That's fine. That's what helps to make the table stable once you flip it over. So what we're going to do, just going to demonstrate how to actually install the cross feet. I'm going to actually kneel on here so I can reach over, and you're simply going to want to line up this hole with the threaded insert underneath. I'm going to place that back in. You'll see it just simply lays right in there. And again, you're going to have the advantage of being in front of your screw hole and not behind it. Get 3 good revolutions in there. This is a great project again for kids, grandkids. There we go. Again, 3 revolutions. And then we're going to simply tighten up all the other ones. Again, give it 3 good revolutions by hand first before you start tightening it with your Phillips screwdriver. A little tip, it helps to have these a little loose before you actually put in these bolts to make sure you can have a little wiggle room to tighten everything up. So once you have all of this done, now we're going to move to the screws on the base. All right, so we are at the final step. One thing to note, if you saw this 1.5-inch bolt in your kit or screwed into the hole here, that's for your umbrella. So if you have one, you can slide it in once you're all done, and you can tighten up that bolt and you'll be good to go. One thing we have to do, of course, before we can flip the table over is insert all our screws. We have 8 of these long screws, and you'll notice that there's always the pilot hole already pre-drilled for you. Let me just set those guys in there. Give them a little bit of a turn if they don't just slide right in. And then the other one, we're going to tighten those up, but also we want to make sure that we have all of these screws on all 4 sides of both pedestals. And they simply slide right in as well. Note there are pre-drilled pilot holes, so they should catch. One last thing to do is actually get all the screws into their holes. I'm going to use the power drill for that to make quick and easy work of that. Now it's time to enjoy your beautiful oval pedestal table from By the Yard. Minnesota makers of sustainable, luxury outdoor furniture that's built to last.